As a self-proclaimed lover of all things sports, I call this time of year the golden zone for professional sports. You have the NHL and NBA gearing up for playoffs, you have pitchers and catchers reporting for spring training in the MLB, and thank God, the NFL season is finally over. Across the pond, you have the good football gearing up for the end of the year. You have most of Europe's major leagues more than halfway through their season, and the Champions League is in full swing. It's a great time of year to be a sports fan, so that's why I figured it was a great time to do some sports-based tier lists. Today we're going to be ranking all of the NHL logos. We're going to base them off color, overall aesthetics, and the history of both the logo and the team. We have the Anaheim Ducks up first. The aesthetics of this logo are terrible. It looks like it was designed by a 5-year-old kid. Is it supposed to be a bird in flight? Is it supposed to be a duck's foot? I don't know. You tell me. I cannot stand the color scheme of the black, white, and gold. I think it looks atrocious. I think it's the epitome of a terrible modern minimalist take on a logo. Bring back the old Mighty Ducks logo. Till then, the Anaheim logo is going in the D tier. The Arizona Coyotes logo is also god-awful. The color scheme makes me want to vomit. The matted orange and the purple just do not do it for me at all. And it looks like a child's toy that's been put through the wash one too many times. Arizona has never had a good logo in my opinion, or a good team really. I'm sorry, Shane Doan. I don't think this logo should exist, and I really don't think this team should exist either. We're gonna put the Arizona Coyotes logo in a D tier. As a whole, I typically do not like circular logos. I think they're boring and overdone. But the Boston Bruins logo as a circle actually makes sense. The B in the middle is supposed to signify an 8-spoked wheel, which pays homage to the city of Boston's nickname, the Hub. I love the aesthetics of this logo, I love the history, and I also love the color scheme. Black, white, and yellow. It's a classic scheme that I think goes super well together. Although I fucking hate Boston sports, I'm gonna put the Boston Bruins logo in an A tier. If you didn't already know, the Buffalo Sabres as a team were actually named as a result of a contest. The contest winner thought that the saber was similar enough to the sharp edge of a skate. I think the Buffalo Sabres logo is a perfect example of showing, not telling. With the buffalo and the sabres being shown in the logo rather than the name being written out, and I think that's fantastic. The color scheme is also pretty good. Blue, white, and a bright gold are excellent together, but I just do not like circular logos that don't have a reason for them. I'm gonna put Buffalo Sabres logo in a B tier. The Calgary Flames logo is simple but effective. It's a circular type logo, but has abstract qualities that make it much better in my opinion. I love the C, which symbolizes the city of Calgary, plus the flames coming out back, plus the color scheme makes sense too, being red and yellow. The whole logo as a whole makes sense. It's well designed. I'm gonna put the Calgary Flames logo in an S tier. The Carolina Hurricanes logo is also a really good example of showing, not telling, with the circular shape signifying a hurricane. I do not like the color scheme of red, white, and black. It just doesn't do it for me. And the jaggedness of the shape also kind of turns me off. On top of that, although it's a little bit Latin, it looks more like an oval, it's still a circle logo, which I do not like. I'm gonna put the Carolina Hurricanes logo in a low B tier. The Columbus Blue Jackets have one of the coolest logos in the NHL. The red, white, and blue colors are excellent and tie together with the historical symbolism of the logo. Ohio is one of the states that contribute the most soldiers to the Civil War, and the 13 stars at the tip of the logo symbolize the 13 original colonies in the United States. Also, the star in the middle symbolizes the fact that Columbus is the capital city of Ohio. With all the historical intricacies and the great color scheme and design of this logo, I'm going to put it in a high A tier. At first glance, you may say, hey, the Chicago Blackhawks logo is a bit racist, but you'd be dead wrong. The Chicago Blackhawks name and logo symbolizes an important historical figure named Blackhawk. Blackhawk was a member of the Illinois Sac and Fox Nation and was an inspiration to generations of Native Americans all across the country. Beautiful colors, beautiful history, beautiful symbolism in the logo, and one of the coolest aesthetics in all of sports in my opinion. I'm gonna put Chicago Blackhawks logo in the S tier. The Colorado Avalanche logo has an excellent aesthetic, with the A in the center obviously symbolizing the name, the Avalanche, and a mountain, with the snow sweeping down the side, finishing off the A, and the overall look of the logo. I love the color scheme of the white, blue, and maroon, and although it is somewhat circular, I think the rest of the aesthetic makes up for that. I'm gonna put the Colorado Avalanche logo firmly in an A tier. The Dallas Stars have one of the worst logos in the NHL. I think it's too simple and too minimalistic. The D star, I mean, come on, it's obvious, and the color green that they use is terrible. It looks like puke. The whole logo is bad. Goes into the D tier. As an original 6 team, the Detroit Red Wings are steeped in history, and their logo is no different. One of the most beautifully, aesthetically pleasing logos in the NHL. The color scheme is excellent. Although you would expect the wing wheel to be named after the city of Detroit's auto industry, was actually named by the former owner Jack Norris in 1932 after a team that he played for called the Montreal Winged Wheelers. A beautiful logo for an excellent team. Goes into the S tier. Another one of the circular logos in the NHL. The Edmonton Oilers logo to me is just really mid tier. I don't like the color scheme of the dark blue, white, and orange. It just doesn't do it for me. I understand that it's a time with the oil industry in Alberta. As a whole, this logo just doesn't do it for for me at all. I really don't believe in incorporating the names of teams and cities into the logo. I think you should show, not tell. And this logo just does a bad job of all of it. Edmonton Oilers logo goes into the C tier. Why oh why did Florida get rid of one of the greatest logos in NHL history for this absolute piece of shit? It looks like a badge that you get at summer camp. The 3D-ish imagery is gross. The color scheme of the gold, blue, and red doesn't do it for me. There's a little bit of a good job of showing, not telling, and then it has the name of the team in it, which completely detracts from everything that it does right. This logo goes straight into the D tier. The LA Kings logo is in the running to be one of the worst logos in major professional sports, in my opinion. I absolutely cannot stand the silver and black color scheme. I think it's drab. I think it doesn't do anything for the logo. The shape is boring. It's basically a square with a point at the bottom, and the LA and the crown just really don't do it for me at all. I'm gonna put the LA Kings logo firmly in the very back of D tier. In my opinion, the Minnesota Wild have one of the best logos in sport. Excellent symbolism, abstractness, and a really good combination of colors make this logo absolutely fantastic. The symbolism of the wild, the bear, the river as the mouth, everything in this logo is absolutely excellent. Goes into the S tier. The Montreal Canadiens are one of the NHL's most historic franchises, and their logo is absolutely no different. Steeped in tradition and history, an absolutely beautiful aesthetic design, although it does kind of look like a toilet seat that goes turned sideways, just like their team this year. I like the Montreal Canadiens logo as a whole. A little bit abstract, has a great color scheme with blue, red, and white. I think it goes into the A tier. I'm kind of torn with the New Jersey Devils logo. I love the incorporation of the N and the J with the little devil horns. I think that's fantastically well done. But why do they have to include that stupid white and black circle behind? I do not understand why logos think they have to do that. Just go with the N and the J. This would be one of the top logos in the NHL in my opinion, but for now it's middling and goes into the C tier. I think the Predators have one of the best, if not the best logo in the entire NHL. The color scheme of the blue, bright gold, and white are excellent. The shape, ferocity, overall aesthetics of the logo are fantastic. I love this logo. Goes directly into the S tier. I think the Islanders are one of the teams in the NHL that needs an updated logo. Although there are some cool little touches that are put onto the Islanders logo, like the 4 dashes on the hockey stick symbolizing the dynastic 4 championships they won in the early 80s, and the I in the Islanders pointing towards their old Nassau Stadium was located in Nassau County. Islanders just need an updated logo. They need something new. It looks too 70s chic. It's the circular design I just do not like, and I don't like that they incorporated the New York and the Islanders. They tried to tell, not show. I'm gonna put the Islanders logo in a C tier. As an original 6 team in the NHL, the New York Rangers are steeped in history and tradition. And over the years, you'd think that they would be able to have an upgrade on this absolutely dog shit logo. I'm gonna catch some heat for this, but I think the Rangers logo is one of the worst in the NHL. It's literally just a plaque with their name in it. That's it. Overall, I think that the Rangers logo is overrated. I am gonna give them a few points for their history and their tradition, but the Rangers logo is gonna go right at the back of C tier. The Ottawa Senators logo has one of the worst color schemes in all of sports. The gold, black, and red, to me, is disgusting. The symbolism of the senator, I get, but what's with the Greek and or Roman or whatever symbolism? Do something to do with Canada. The reason that they're called the Senators is because they're located in the capital of Canada. Until then, we're gonna put the Senators logo firmly in the D tier. The Philadelphia Flyers logo is the perfect definition of showing, not telling. The P at the beginning of the logo is the perfect way to symbolize the name of the city, and the flyer at the back is the perfect way to encapsulate the name of the team. I love the color scheme of the black, white, and orange. I just love this logo overall. I think it deserves to go firmly into an A tier. I have always had a soft spot in my heart for the Pittsburgh Penguins logo. I love the penguin. I think it's a fantastic touch, and the golden triangle in behind actually symbolizes the golden triangle of downtown Pittsburgh, as the city of Pittsburgh is bounded by 2 rivers that form a pointed landmass that resembles a triangle. The city of Pittsburgh also has a tendency to use black, white, and yellow in their team sports logos, and I love the continuity with the Pittsburgh Penguins logo. I think it deserves to go into the S tier. Seattle Kraken are the newest franchise to the NHL, which makes their logo the newest in the NHL as well. I love the color scheme of teal, red, and a dark blue. I like the way it kind of looks 3D without looking too cartoonish, and the incorporation of the S standing for Seattle, plus the fact that it looks kind of like a sea monster, adds to the overall aesthetics of this logo. The history isn't really there, seeing as the team is brand new, but I do like this logo enough. Put it at the back of A tier. I'm somewhat torn with the San Jose Sharks. I love the look of the shark snapping through the stick, and I like the teal, black, and white color scheme, but I don't like that triangle in behind. I don't understand why logo designers think they have to add extra things in behind logos to make them look better. It's the same thing with New Jersey, it's the same thing with a few logos on this list. If that triangle wasn't there, this logo would be much higher, but for now, I'm gonna put it into the B tier. One of the most historic NHL franchises coming in the first expansion of the NHL, the St. Louis Blues logo, in my opinion, is fantastic. It has a great aesthetic with one of the most abstract and cool shapes in the entire NHL, and the color scheme is absolutely fantastic. The blue, white, and subtle yellow make it absolutely pop off the page at you. The history, color scheme, and overall aesthetic combine to put this logo into the S tier. The Tampa Bay Lightning logo is much too simple. I miss the old logo that they used to have. I think that was much better, and I think the redesign is one of the worst modern minimalist logos that I've ever seen. Honestly, if we could just delete this logo and go back to what they used to have, we would be all better for it. I'm gonna put the Tampa Bay Lightning logo firmly into the D tier. Although the Leafs are steeped in history, their logo really isn't half that bad. I think I speak for every single NHL fan outside of the Toronto area when I say, fuck the Leafs. Goes into its own category. As a fan of the Vancouver Canucks, I've never really been a fan of the Orca logo. I think the Canucks as a whole have never really had a great logo, with the skate being the obvious choice to being the best logo in team history. I really do not like this design. I think it's abstract, I don't like the colors, and I don't like the jagged edges of it. It just doesn't really do it for me as a whole. The symbolism of the Orca being tied in kind of with the natural beauty and the native population of British Columbia do make sense, but I've just never really liked this logo. I'm gonna put it firmly at the back of C tier. Although I am a Vegas fan, I'm not a big fan of their logo. I think the color scheme is kind of bland, and I'm just not a big fan of using gold in logos at all. I do love the helmet with the V shape. I think that's an excellent aesthetic choice, but the team as a whole doesn't have a ton of history, and neither does the logo. I think overall, the Vegas Golden Knights logo is kind of mid-tier and goes firmly at the top of B tier. As stated before, I'm just not a big fan of circular logos, and the Winnipeg Jets logo is no different. I really do like the aesthetic of the jet with the Canadian flag in behind. I think the Ottawa Senators can learn a lot from this logo, but I do not like the colors. The silver, white, red, and blue just don't really do it for me. And the circularness of this logo kind of detracts from the overall look. I'm going to put the Winnipeg Jets logo firmly into the back of B tier. This version of the Washington Capitals logo is in the running for being one of the worst logos in NHL history. It's just their name with a hockey stick. That's it. I miss the old Eagle logo that was so cool. I wish they would bring that back. This thing just does not do it for me at all. It's the perfect example of telling and not showing. I'm gonna put the Washington Capitals logo in the back of D tier. And that, my fellow sports fans, is my NHL logos tier list. If you agree or if you disagree, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you would change. Let me know any cool facts that I may have missed about these logos or these teams in general. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed the video, if you're watching up to this point, like it, drop a sub, all that YouTuber crap. Thank you guys so much. If you liked it, great. If you didn't, I really don't care. But have a great day. I love you. Mwah!